You're this perp back with another video, and I just got done listening to The Game's new album, Born to Rap. This is his 9th and final studio album. I'll get a little bit into that later on my thoughts on this being his last album, but hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new. Trying to get to 1K by the end of the year. If not, there's always next year, but I got a shit ton of content coming. Also follow me on Twitter at perpminded420. Yeah, man. So, man, this is a very highly anticipated album to drop. This was supposed to come out a while ago. He announced that this was going to be his final album. So let's take a look at the album art and just the track list. Now, the album art was interesting because I was really sitting there thinking, like, what are you trying to tell us in this? And I just counted all the chicks in here, and there's 9 chicks, so it's like every chick is representative of his 9 albums. And a very interesting take on the cover art. I personally don't know how I feel about it right off the bat. But, you know, you got 25 tracks. Jesus Christ. This was a long album. But some tracks went by pretty quickly. You know, some tracks weren't too long. The production, I don't have a list of the producers. I'm going to have to wait and see who was on this. But the production on this was amazing. But now I'm going to just talk about some of my favorite parts about this album, while you'll see some of my favorite tracks that I've heard so far. You know, this is my first listen. I'm definitely going to, you know, wait over the weekend to see how this album sits, because off first listen, there's some really good tracks on here. There's some tracks that he kind of tries to remake. You know, he constantly name drops That's the Game. He name drops people. The features are cool. I didn't really have too much of an issue with the features, except for the 21 Savage feature. That track could have just completely been taken off this album. But I really liked how comfortable the Game sounds on this album. That's one thing I have to say. He's in his bag. He's doing what he does best, is rapping. He's rapping his ass off. Just bars, just different types of storytelling, different flows. He even kind of uses Nipsey's flow in certain songs. He's even vibing like Pockets sometimes. It's very vintage Game. I like what I'm hearing from the Game. I don't fully believe that this is his last album. This honestly doesn't sound like somebody's last album. Like I said, I need some more time to listen to this album, but just off of first listen, it doesn't feel like a last album for me. But it's definitely well put together. You know, for 25 tracks, you got to keep people's attention, and I think it definitely will keep your attention all the way through. Like the transitions to different tracks, like how, you know, it goes from like track 12 to the interlude to track 14. I really like that transition. There was definitely songs on here that I didn't really vibe with or just wasn't feeling at the time, but maybe over time I will end up liking those tracks, because that always ends up happening to me. There'll be tracks that I'm like kind of iffy about, but the more I listen to it, the more I can vibe with it, I can rock with it. But yeah, this is just my little take on the album. Nothing too crazy, just straight to the point. I think if you're a huge Game fan, I think you will be pleased by this, or you might just be completely disappointed. And like I said, it's not a bad album. I just don't feel like this is going to be his last album, because, you know, the Game is bipolar, so you never know. He might drop a 10th studio album and call it The Documentary 3 or something like that. Who knows? And that'll be his final album. We'll have to wait and see. But let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.